Hi everybody, it's Ann Patchett at Parnassus Books, and it's Friday, and if you haven't read it, it's new to you. Have you read The Best of Me by David Sedaris? This is a really good place to start if you haven't already started, and if you've read all of them but you want to just cruise back through the highlights, a really good choice. Or you could just have David Sedaris here in the store and he's going to recommend a book. David, what you got?
Hello, I'm going to recommend a book called The Easter Parade by Richard Yates. And you might know him from Revolutionary Road. Maybe you saw the movie. It's an okay movie, but it's a fantastic book. And I've probably read it 10 times, but I've probably read The Easter Parade at least 15 times. And what I love about it is that it's really sad. It's a story of two sisters.
It's so sad. I'm glad you mentioned it.
But it's sad, but listen to this first paragraph. Neither of the Grimes sisters would have a happy life, and looking back, it always seemed that the trouble began with their parents' divorce. That happened in 1930, when Sarah was 9 years old and Emily 5. Their mother, who encouraged both girls to call her Pookie, took them out of New York to a rented house in Tenafly, New Jersey, where she thought the schools would be better and where she hoped to launch a career in suburban real estate. It didn't work out. Very few of her plans for independence ever did, and they left Tenafly after 2 years, but it was a memorable time for the girls. What I love most about Richard Yates is the rhythm of his writing. To me, it's like a feather falling to the ground. And in its sorrow, it is so beautiful, and it is just drenched in alcohol. It takes place in a time before people really used the word alcoholic, and so they didn't call themselves that. But everyone in this book is a drunk, and drunks don't end their lives happily. But again, it's just so rhythmic and so beautiful. And if you write yourself, there's so much to learn in this book and so much to study and appreciate. So Richard Yates, The Easter Parade.
You know, I was a little worried that you were going to soft pedal that, but no, you actually just told us when you told me you were going to do Easter Parade. I was like, wow, that is such an incredibly alcohol-drenched, super depressing book.
Well, usually...
You're very honest, that's what I'm saying.
Usually when I go on tour,
yeah,
I always recommend a book. And usually it's a living writer because you want to give somebody that.
Yeah, right.
So this is the first time it's ever been a dead writer. But it was Easter.
Sure.
And so I thought this is good to put in people's Easter baskets.
That's right. And also include a copy of The Best of Me just to help people pull themselves back up after they've finished Easter Parade. Thank you so much.
And candy and booze.
Yeah, thank you.